And we're live. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever it is that you are in the world. Welcome to another edition of Sabbat Dinner Theater. Bloop. And we find ourselves in a auto shop at this point. Kaylee just finished her shift and the night's starting to fall. It's starting to get dark. She waves goodbye to her colleagues and jumps up on her bike, Frankie. And as she's about to drive off, she receives a text message. A little annoyed that but she's still curious as to who is texting her at this time. She grabs her phone, looks at it, and her eyes just grow wide as she reads this text, which basically says, "Come help me. I'm hurt," with a location, an address in Summerscrest. And the phone number says Jacobs. So Katie immediately puts her phone away, jumps up on her bike, and she drives off. And she does not take any notice of speed limits or um, any signs or any possible traffic rules. So she just dashes off towards Summercrest, towards the address. And once she arrives there, she parks her bike. She doesn't even bother locking it. She starts to look around to see if she can find Jacob. She doesn't scream out, she doesn't shout, she just looks around.
What you'll see are the flashing headlights of a limousine that you'll recognize. Recognize the model, but it's been painted a different color. And it'll just flash real quickly to catch your attention, signaling you.
Okay. Katie recognizes the limo, and at this point she does quickly lock up her bike properly. She doesn't want anything to happen to Frankie. And she runs towards the limo. She opens the door of the driver's first and just checks to see if there's a driver there.
Yeah, it's Mr. Bandelay. He'll say, "Mr. Burns is waiting for you in the back."
What the fuck's going on?
He'll shrug. "Ask him."
What? He's wounded. Shouldn't you be driving him like hospital or something?
"Miss, I just do what I'm told. He's in the back. He's waiting for you."
With that, she's just gonna give a weird look at the driver, and she's like, "He's wounded, is he not?"
"Miss, that's not my business."
I want to make a perception nothing roll on that. I got a success.
Let's see. You could tell that he's being coy purposely.
Hmm. With that, Kaylee is just slamming the door shut, walks towards the back of the limo. And she opens the door, but she does not like jump in immediately. What she would do like 5 seconds ago, she would have just jumped in, making sure that everything's okay with Jacob. But at this point, it's like, this doesn't really add up. So she opens it a little more careful, and she is not even gonna peek her head in. She's just gonna stare, but like with 2 paces away from the limo. She's gonna look in.
Well, you'll see Jacob, and he's, from what you can see right now, perfectly fine. He has a bottle of champagne. He's like, "Come on, Kaylee, get in." Just shaking it for you.
You said you were wounded. What's up? What's wrong?
I said I was hurt. Now come on, get in.
No. And if you're fine, then fuck no. And she's slamming the door shut and starts to walk away.
Jacob's gonna roll the window down and nominate to tell you to get in the car.
She gets in. And when she's in, she's just not looking happy. She crosses her arms across her chest, and she's just glaring at you.
Hmm. Well, admittedly, yes, I might have massaged those words. But it's true, I do need you, and I am hurt, just not physically.
What do you want?
Well, I just wanted to give you some good news. Guess what? The wedding is off.
What now?
I said the wedding is off. Aren't you happy?
I never said I wouldn't be happy for you. What's happened?
Oh, cut the bullshit, Kaylee. You're overjoyed. It's fine.
Well, I still want to know what happened.
Don't worry about it. Anyway, the reason I brought you here was, well, yes, after the other night's events, I can understand that at first I hid something from you, but then we had the conversation about trust. I was rather busy, so it kind of slipped my mind to tell you that you had gotten kidnapped and, hit over the back of the head. But
Oh,
as
come on,
you could
that's
have
fucking
seen,
bullshit. As she
no,
just
it's not
starts
bullshit.
to, her cheeks just start to flare up, and she just looks at you furiously. You don't forget to tell someone that. It's bullshit. You know it, I know it. It's, no. No.
Shh, Kaylee, shh, shh, shh. Just listen. Just listen. But when I did see those men again, what did I do? I ran out there and I beat their asses. Why? Because they had hurt you and they had stolen from me. So, could you at least ignore the fact that our relationship here is a work in progress?
Well, a work in progress, sure. I'm trying, okay? I'm trying to be polite and everything. It's not gonna work. If you want me to be honest, fine. I'll try and be honest. There are some things I just don't want to share. I'm honest about the fact that I don't want to share it. You were just outright lying, and fuck that. If you don't apologize, I'm just gonna leave again.
Apologize? I could apologize till Gehenna comes. It won't really matter because if to protect you from anything or to protect myself, if I need to lie to you, I'm going to have to do it. So, if you're
Well,
mature,
likewise.
get used to it. Ah, see, that's the difference, Kaylee. That's the difference. It is not likewise. Now, mostly I believe in things going a two-way street, but in this case, no.
Well, I
You
guess in
have
that case we're done. And Katie's going for the door.
Jacob's going to grab her by the arm and say, "Stay," with Dominate. You have so little understanding of what's out there in the night. So little understanding of the things that would have just ripped your pretty little head off by now if they didn't have half the patience that I show you.
Well, then fucking show me. I mean, if you hide things like getting kidnapped and so, how do you expect me to learn from it?
Well, that's very true. I was hoping that with your patience and understanding, we could go about this slowly, get you eased into what's really out there in the night. But, then I
Well,
guess I'm underestimating you. You are the
don't
great, aren't you?
don't expect that I behave in a certain way because of things that I don't know nor understand. Fuck that shit. If you want me to be more polite, then explain why. If you want me to be more whatever, then explain fucking why. All you're saying is that, yeah, there are stronger and worse things out there. I already know that. It's it's not gonna stop them. If they want to kill me, they kill me. Not necessarily have to be polite or anything. I mean, that's always been the case. Even before I met you, there were always worse things outside. I talked my
Naturally.
way out of that. I bluffed my way through that. Then stop trying to change me.
Change you? I don't want to change you. I'm trying to teach you something. Because the fact is that there are so many other things out there that just don't have explanations. They are things with minds and sentience and hungers that'll just do. I'm just trying to show you the way for you to survive it.
Well, like I said, I'm trying, boss.
Well, good. But you need to stop running off, and you need to stop defying me in front of my packmates.
I was one time, okay? And I was mad. You can't expect me not to be mad when someone just tells you, oh, by the way, a week ago or something, you've been kidnapped. Yeah, sorry, I forgot to fucking mention it.
Well, do you feel better now knowing that you had almost gotten kidnapped?
Yeah,
No, I don't think so.
well, at least I know what's happening with me. I'm still fucking mad, but at least I know now.
Hmm. That's true. By the way, I did think about what you had said. Let's leave the past in the past. And with the window rolled down, you might start smelling something burning. You want to make a perception alertness check to see where it's coming from.
Mm, sure thing. Oh, I botched. Oh no, sorry, I failed.
Um, all right. Well, Jacob will point it out for you after like another minute or so. You'll see that we're parked on the other side of the street, across from a house that is suddenly going up in flames.
So, what's with house?
Well, I've deduced that there's something about your past that you really want to get away from, or at least stay away from. And what better than a cleansing fire? Don't worry, I tried to make sure that your family members were out. Although I must say, they don't really look a lot like you. Were you adopted?
My family doesn't live in Summercrest. They live in the south.
South what?
No! No, 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 no. You just said leave it in the past and just fucking leave it. Whose house is
So,
that?
oh, well, I assumed it was your family's, but I guess not. Mr. Bandelay, please, let's drive off. Don't worry about your bike. I'll have someone come get it.
What? No!
Car's already moving.
He's trying to get out again.
He still got his arm on you.
Arrgh. No, I can't leave Frankie behind.
Don't
Seriously.
worry. Don't worry.
What the fuck? You just set a house on fucking fire. If the police comes and they find my bike. No, I need to get... Okay, yeah, I really need to make a self-control check on this one. Fuck it. It's Frankie. You don't do that to Frankie. You don't leave Frankie behind.
You know how many times I've left my bike behind out of character?
Okay, she manages. She's not fancying. And willpower check. I got that one too. Phew. She's freaking out though. She's like, stop it! Just stop the fucking car! Seriously! I
Kaylee,
mean
don't
it!
be paranoid.
No!
Don't be paranoid. You came on the street, you parked your bike, all right, just because there's like a sudden spontaneous combustion in a house. That's a collusion of evidence.
The
Don't
bike
worry.
is probably recorded as stolen. I need to get back to that bike now.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that is a good idea, Mr. Bentley. Stop the car. You stole your bike out of character. Sorry.
Hmm?
I didn't know that you stole your bike out of character.
No, hey.
Well, Jacob will open the door for you.
Oh, she's running out. She's literally running out, going towards the bike, and yeah, she's just not gonna. She's not gonna come back to the limo. She's gonna unlock her bike, jump on it, and drive off in the opposite direction.
And Jacob's gonna follow you in the car.
Okay. Well, I guess that would be a post-drive checks.
I guess so.
A limo hunting down a bike. Yeah.
It's gonna be funny.
So, how many dice would you say I would have to roll for your limo?
Let's just give him a dice pool of 5 for now.
Okay. Three successes. Spending willpower. Also 3 successes. So, for some odd reason, because there's no way I can see in real life happening that a limo is going to catch up a bike. Yeah, they keep like have the same distance away from each other, and you're not gaining any distance on her, but you're not losing either for a
Okay.
while.
All right. Jacob's gonna lean out of his head out of the limo, say, "Come on, Kaylee, let me take you for pizza."
Nope.
Oh no? Really?
Oh, you're gaining on her. Yeah, you're now next to her.
Okay. All right, then I'm gonna spend a blood point, and can you roll me 6 dice for my manipulation occult?
Two successes. I don't know if you have specialty.
No, no. All right. So, what's essentially going to happen is that 2 arms of the abyss are going to appear like out from the shadows from under you and on your bike. What they're going to try to do is just make sure that your hands are locked onto the steering bars, so you really won't be able to control your bike yourself.
Okay, wow. Sure, why the fuck not? I thought. Wait a minute. From where did you let the arms appear? The tentacles?
I guess. Well, I mean, like, I guess. Well, I wish we could really see this in 3D, but let's say it's either from behind you or in front of you, wherever your body's cast over the bike.
Okay, but from which point are they? Because if you're gonna locate it from like the streets.
No. It's emanating from like the shadow that you're casting on the bike.
Okay.
So they're rolling.
Katie starts to curse, scream. She's mad at this point. Gonna see if she could possibly wrestle her way out of this. Ooh, that's 3 successes. So what's the strength of the tentacles?
We'll just say it's 1 tentacle, strength 7.
I'm really hoping that you fail this. No, you don't fail, but you have 1 success less than I have.
All right, so you're able to break it.
I'm able to break free.
Yeah, you're able to break it. Yeah, break free.
And she's just she manages to break away from the tentacle grip, and she's basically gonna stop the bike abruptly. She just in which so the limo will probably have to make a perception alertness check to see if you can react the same style that she can, and I will probably have to make a
Make a
dex
wits
drive
check.
check to make sure that I'm not messing this maneuver up.
Okay. What do you want to do first?
I'll roll my drive first, because if I'm messing up, then you don't necessarily have to stop at the same speed as I do.
Okay.
I got 2 successes, so yeah, she just hits the brakes and the limo drives on.
All right. What was the check you wanted me to make?
Um, I would say that your driver would have to make a also a dex drive check to see if she if he can like stop as abruptly as she can.
Okay. 5 dice.
Ooh, he does it even better.
Okay.
So
So,
the bike just abruptly stops. Kaylee is starting to turn this thing around again, but your driver notices it and immediately hits the brakes as well and
You want a
stops.
suggestion from the audience?
Bring on.
Burns, you have your fantastic tentacles covering dear poor Kaylee over there. Why don't you just go ahead, lift her off, and throw her to the fucking street?
I could do that. I could do that. I'll just put her in a hold so she can't actually drive the bike. It'll just wrap around you.
Okay.
Right. If you want to make the contested rolls, or
Mm-hmm.
do you want actual
No,
grapple?
no. Just do it I'm just gonna roll contestant. Ooh, 1 success for the tentacle. And 2 successes for me. Once again, I am just too goddamn awesome for those tentacles. So yeah, she manages to break free of the hole that you're trying to get her in, and she is she's running off now.
She's running off, or is she driving
Yeah.
off?
No, running.
Running. Well, Jacob will yell out at her to stop, dominate, to stop.
Stops.
All right. Mr. Vandelay backs up the car. Jacob opens the door. Come on, let's just get in. Let's just go for some pizza.
Why?
Why? Well, first, I want to make sure that you're fed. You're looking a little scrawny there. 2, I'll tell you why the wedding's off. And 3, I want to show you exactly what I mean by the other things that are out there in the night. You really want to know? I'll show you.
Hmm. Kaylee is frowning a little. She's at this point has the feeling that there's something behind it, but she kind of does want to know why the wedding is cancelled. Because something might have happened to Chloe. One can only hope. And she's like, fine, but just I'll follow you.
Thank you. God, just little things, little things. So, I guess you get back on the bike. Jacob gets back in the car. We'll drive all the way down to Freddy's Pizzeria. Now, since I've never been to Freddy's Pizzeria, when we get there, what does it look like?
Well then, Freddy's Pizzeria. Its establishment, pretty much a standalone building. In fact, the further you go ahead and make it to this particular establishment, the more you realize that this neighborhood just isn't as well developed as the other ones. One by one, you see the street lamps come and go, and for some odd reason, the further down you go, the more degraded these lampposts become. You see the electric lines, but you see for a fact that some of them aren't operating as well as they ought to be. You can see sometimes actual flashes coming from the box. If you were an electrician, you would have sworn these things would have gone down or broken down for one reason or another, but you continue on. The street goes ahead and takes you to a lone standing building. A building in a neighborhood that apparently Zuster City has simply forgotten. And if you do have the windows rolled down, you smell something. It smells cheesy, it smells good, it smells like pepperoni. It's a faint scent at the moment. The further you approach this particular building, the more you smell it. And then up front is a giant placard, a giant sign that simply says Freddy's Pizzeria, the P having long ago fallen off into disrepair. It's got a minimal amount of light. It seems to be flashing something. At least the F is flashing. Also, in this front facade, you see many posters of a rabbit, of a duck, and even what appears to be a teddy bear. And they all seem very happy. It seems like they're all in a great big band together. But it's been such a long time since this place has seen any kind of operation. There's graffiti pretty much everywhere. F.U. Freddy. Freddy of Nightmares. Freddy to Teddy. And that's what you see.
Well, the description was a little bit more upbeat than its reality, but that was like good pizza. Come along, Haley.
Yeah, Katie is, she's not yet stepped off her bike as she drove behind the limo, and she's just looking at the place. You know, that doesn't really look like much.
No, it doesn't. Well, I guess we'll order Chinese, but there is something inside I want to show you.
What's that?
Well, just a friend of mine.
Okay, fine. And she gets off, once again, parks the bike, puts the keys in her pocket, and yeah, she follows Jacob.
And Mr. Bandelay will be waiting outside, and they'll approach the pizzeria, and they'll head in. Well, is the doors open? Is the lights on? So they'll just try to head inside.
Well, it seems as if the doors are unlocked. No, they're not quite unlocked. Actually, they've been propped open by a bit of cement if you want to gain access.
Oh, okay.
All
Well,
right.
yeah, Jake. Open the door all the way open and cement block and let Kaylee go in first. He'll follow behind her.
All right, fair enough. The first thing that you notice is apparently there is a mascot before you. It is apparently of a fuzzy teddy bear, and behind that mascot is a big poster board. And on that poster board happens to be pictures. Pictures of smiling children, or at least what you assume to be smiling children. They all seem to be of childhood get-togethers, birthdays that have long gone by, but the more you examine these pictures, the more you look at the birthday boy and the birthday girl, it just seems a little bit off, as if they're smiling because they're being told to, but their eyebrows are down. They actually have furrows starting to develop. Actually, one of them has past all pretense. He's smiling as hard as he can, but his eyes are completely shut, and you can see the tears starting to form at the corners. In any case, further down this particular hallway, you come to what seems to be an auditorium. And the only reason I call it an auditorium is simply because there are rows and rows of tables there. And these tables seem to have plastic sheets all around them. These plastic sheets seem to depict happy birthday, pizza, eat pizza, and different caricatures of different cartoon characters. Teddy, Bugsy, Daffy, all there, all in a repeating pattern. And yet you again see another mascot just standing there in the middle of the room. It seems to be of a duck with a bib.
Katie's just looking around. She seems to be a little uneasy, and she's like, "Well, boss, I'm not quite sure if I really want to be here. Can't you like tell to me somewhere else? Can we go,
Well, of
please,
course we can
boss?"
go, but unfortunately, my friend is rather of a recluse. I don't think he'll come out of his place. It's all right. It's all right, Kaylee. Don't worry. Nothing too bad is going to happen to you.
Nothing too bad, she says as she's just walking backwards towards the exits.
No. You see Jacob with his hand out with his finger. Come here. Come here.
I'm not sure, boss. It's kind of creepy.
Off
Kaylee.
to one side of this particular room where you can see a window type entrance where people would get served food from the cafeteria, you start to smell it's actually burning. The smell is burning. It smells like burnt cheese almost. And it's just started to radiate out from that particular kitchen. It smells nauseating and disgusting as well.
Okay, boss. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna pop out. This is, you know what? Just let me roll fucking courage to see if she's gonna try and back out of this. I should have known better. Well, it's not as insanely high. She's finally starting to learn. So, are you sure that this is a place where you need to be, boss?
Oh, I'm quite sure. This is also the place you need to be. Now come here. I'll hold your hand. Come here.
And she does, but she does grab his hand at this point. She's not trying to escape.
Jacob,
Yes.
you feel something within your, or just outside of your mind, starting to poke through inquisitively. It's a sort of a mental probe.
Mm-hmm.
Do you relinquish? Do you want to hear the message?
Yes, I'll hear the message.
All right. The message goes ahead and tells you, take her to the chair on the stage.
So Jacob will take this suggestion that he out of nowhere is hearing in his head, and he'll just bring Kaylee to the stage and ask her to take a seat.
What, here? Why?
I think this is where you are supposed to be.
Yeah, no. You know, I never was someone for sitting like center stage. I always preferred a little bit more to the side.
Oh, Kaylee, don't worry. I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to leave you alone. Just take a seat.
No. Go sit there yourself.
Sit.
Okay.
Sit, Kaylee.
Kaylee, you will notice a few things as you sit. As you sit, you realize that this particular chair is a little bit too big for you, simply because you have the short flaw, but you also realize that this is a wooden chair. Every other single chair that you've ever seen before has been plastic, has been one of those foldable kinds that you would see in cafeterias, but this is a wooden chair, and it seems to be quite gnarled. Actually, as you're looking at it and then sitting, You notice that the legs of the chair are blackened somewhat.
Well, she did look at the chair before she was forced to sit on it. So she's like, okay, so can we go now? Or can I just do something else than sitting here? This is not.
Just wait, just wait. I think the show's about to begin.
Right. Jacob,
Mhm.
you see from behind the chair Bugsy. You see the mascot that you have yet to see, the final and third. It walks towards you. It's holding a roll of duct tape. It will try to actually surprise Kaylee with the duct tape. Let's see. Roll your perception alertness.
Already on it. Two successes.
3. Aha.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, you hear another telepathic message that simply says, hold her down.
All right, Kaylee, I just gotta hold you real quickly, and he'll grab her by the
No!
hands. Shh, 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 shh. Relax, relax.
Dex athletics. She's trying to duck out.
You're going to be fighting 2 people at this moment, one of which has a single dice advantage on this particular skill. As from behind you, Kaylee, comes the delightful paws of Bugsy the Bunny with duct tape.
Let's see. Like I said, I'm trying to duck. Oof. It's actually not half bad.
Yeah.
Should I roll my strength and brawl for this hold? I suppose.
Yep.
That would be 8 dice.
Wish I had a specialty.
Looks like a nice roll.
You had 3 successes, and I had 3 as well, I believe.
I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I had got like balance. No, that's not going to work. Daredevil is not going to work either on this one, so yeah. You got me.
Yep. The delightful paws of Bugsy the Bunny seems to have a roll of duct tape, as it's just going to go ahead and, from behind, force you to the chair via your shoulders and your chest, and then just start to wrap that duct tape around once, twice, actually an abnormal amount of times as you continue to kick and struggle against your odometer at front. And once he's pretty sure that at least your chest is secure, he knows for a fact that the work is not done, but I'll go ahead and take a roll of duct tape, throw it around your eyes, just so that you're blind. And this particular rabbit will continue his work, because he knows that it isn't done. He knows that your legs and your arms need to be secure as well to the chair. Goes ahead and you hear more duct tape being ripped off from the roll, and you feel the tape, that sticky resin, start to stick to your arms as he goes ahead and duct tapes your arm to one chair arm and then to the other one. And then just to finally just spin it all up, you're kicking, you're flailing at the moment, but this thing, because it's not a person, this can't be a person. This thing with its abnormal strength proceeds to finally get your legs down and tied. What is Kaylee experiencing, or shouting, or screaming?
While she's cursing, she's screaming, and she's just Well, that doesn't seem to have any effect. The cursing and screaming, the demanding that she has to let go, be let go, and everything. She just starts to plead with Jacob. She's like, boss, please, please, just help. Just don't do this. I don't know what you're doing. Please, please, just what's going on?
Oh, Kaylee, I want to show you how cruel us Canaanites could be, because then you'll have a point of reference of understanding how nice I actually am to you.
Okay. I got it. I want to go now.
No. You don't got it yet. You
Oh,
still don't understand. You have to be shown this. I'm doing it for your benefit.
Kaylee, one of the last things that you actually saw was a single light bulb in a lampshade far above your head, and what seemed to be like a very, very heavy object just dangling there as well. That was the last thing you saw before the duct tape hit.
oh, great. Yeah, she's. I finally failed the courage check, so she's crying. She's weeping. She's like, "Please, boss, please don't do this. I don't know what's going on. Please don't."
Can Jacob see what's above her head?
Oh, yes, you can. Do you ask about it?
Yes, just curious.
Okay. The voice in your head will simply go ahead and mentally shrug and point you to what appears to be a draw rope at the end of the stage. The indication being, and this is all telepathic at the moment, the telepathic message goes ahead and tells you, when you want it to be over, you just pull that.
All right.
Jacob, you see Bugsy the bunny. And Bugsy the bunny, while having no real empathic face for you to go ahead and see, seems to be quite delighted. He's actually craning his head over the bound ghoul. If you were to guess, somewhere beneath that mask, that thing is smiling. Because again, this is a thing. This is a creature. From backstage, actually, the bunny briefly turns its back towards Kaylee, walks to the back of the stage, and then comes back. Kaylee, you hear the rattle of hammers, nails, as Bugsy the bunny is simply rattling it as he walks closer and closer to you.
Okay, Kaylee is at this point going to try and throw over the chair. So she's just gonna wobble on the chair, hopefully wobbling enough to make it fall.
Bolted to the ground.
Well, it was worth a try.
You proceed to try to shove yourself in one direction, but it seems that not only is the legs of this chair pretty damn burned, but it's also bolted to the ground. It seems like it's been meant to hold something very, very heavy for an extended amount of time, and for some reason or another, that thing has to move quite rapidly and
Um, I think Kaylee at that point she's gonna I don't know, she falls silent.
Jacob will be. He'll be watching Bugsy, just kind of wondering what to do. It's not a creature he can really communicate with. He's not even sure of nature.
I think we might have lost Austin.
Ah, okay.
I don't know, he's still around, but I don't hear him say, I don't hear any sound from his part.
Yeah, he's gone silent. Okay. All right, so well, let's just keep rolling. Yeah, Jacob's. Yeah, okay, so
He'll be back.
Jacob, uh, Jacob is going to say to Kaylee, you know, Kaylee, there's, as you can already see, there are things that aren't even as close to human looking like myself. Their hungers and their passions are monstrous. It delights my heart somewhat for you to think of me as not being a monster, and yet that concerns me for you. Is it wishful thinking, or is it naivete?
Well, boss, first of all, Kaylee is regaining a little bit of courage there. First of all, I'm not, I can't see anything, as she says from behind the duct tape. She just can't see anything.
Um,
Second of all, I understand. It's just that I'm not used to this yet. Okay, I already said it's trying.
I know, I know, Kaylee. But see, that's the thing. I'm trying to prepare you as best as I can, as fast as I can, because, well, anything could happen to you, anything could happen to me, and the luxury of time might not be on our side. Do you want to know why the wedding has been called off? Hmm?
I would prefer to know it without being duct taped to this chair and without being here. She still sounds pretty scared.
No, 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 listen, 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 and it'll all make sense. You see, I found out earlier tonight that some of the other Canaanites in this city feel that were I to marry Chloe,
Hello?
she'd be done right.
Hi there.
How's it going?
Are we cool to restart, or were you in the middle of something?
We just continued. So,
All right. What was the last thing that you heard from me?
You grab the hammer, you grab the nails and the hammer.
Right. And then we had Kaylee shaking back and forth, and her realizing that the chair had been bolted to the ground. And Kaylee, you sort of realize that the only reason that this would be bolted down would be because if some large animatronic robot was shifting and turning and gesturing with this on this particular chair as if it was performing for children on their birthday.
Yeah, Kaylee's just she doesn't say anything at this point except for boss, please. I get it. Can we go now, please?
Bugsy the rabbit, Bugsy the bunny goes ahead and actually, Kaylee, let's describe it from your perspective. From your perspective, you have your eyes duct taped over and your arms duct taped to the chair, and you just feel a prick, a metal point, just positioned over your wrist. And you feel the paw of Bugsy the bunny holding your hand tightly to the chair.
Kaylee is just starting to shake and she's trying to get out, but she obviously can't. She's gonna beg and plead with Jacob to just let her go. Gonna roll a quick manipulation check there. No.
And yep. Begs and pleads. The hammer goes ahead and swings in the air, makes contact with the head of the nail. And Kaylee, you feel that metal spike splinter, because it feels like a spike. It feels much bigger than it ought to. It goes ahead, enters your skin, enters the flesh, rips through the muscle, and then finally makes contact with the small, delicate bones of your wrist, obliterating them. And he brings it down again and again and again until that spike goes ahead and exits the other side into the wood, nailing your hand to that chair.
Kaylee is screaming at that point and crying. She still tries to beg to Jacob. She's like, please, 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 just let me go. Please, please, boss, help me. I don't want this. I don't want to be here.
You
Oh, I know.
feel the other point of metal onto your other wrist, and the delightful pull of Bugsy the Bunny holding that hand. The other one now.
Boss, please don't. Please stop this.
Oh, Kaylee, I'm sorry. But look, if I was any other Cainite, you would have no room to plead.
Boss, please, please don't. Don't do this. Don't let him do this, please.
And again, Jacob, you see the hammer raised high. You see Kaylee not really knowing where to look, just looking in your direction. If you could see her eyes, they'd be pleading, they'd be crying. Her entire demeanor has changed. She's cringing to herself, making herself small as possible, trying to get away from this madman in a bunny suit. As that hammer just goes ahead, rises up, and hits that nail head, forcing that nail into her wrist all the way this time, not stopping for a single second. Kaylee, your wrist, that right one that got nailed down first, is starting to bleed quite freely. It's starting to drench your wrist and actually starts to pitter-patter onto your thigh, the outer part of your thigh, sticking it with wet, drippy blood.
Katie not being able to see that, but she does feel something there, and she's just moving her head, going from one side to the other. She's screaming, she's pleading. Yeah, she just wants one thing. She wants the pain to stop, and she wants to go. She really wants to go now, and she would do anything. And basically, she doesn't really understand what she's saying. It's like she's not completely herself at this point, but she's pleading with Jacob. She's like, God, please, boss, please, it hurts so much. Please don't do this. Please, please, I don't want to die. You're killing me. I don't want this. Please, please, boss, please don't.
Kaylee, you feel a presence inside your head. You know for a fact that this is not your own thought that is currently intruding. You know this for a fact. That diabolical bunny, it's starting to do things to you, much more than on the physical level. It's simply saying, with that joyful voice that he sings to the children with, it simply sings songs. Oh, if you tell him what he wants to know, then maybe he'll let you go. As again another nail goes ahead, and this time in your thigh.
Katie is screaming as she's trying to bend her head and for a moment, trying to grab it with her arms, but she cannot because, first of all, dark type, second of all, fucking nails, and she's, boss, it's in my head, make it stop.
Well, Kaylee, are you going to be an obedient?
It's hurting, just make it stop, I'll do anything, just make it fucking stop, please.
Then tell me what bothers you about the South so much.
Jacob, you see Bugsy the Rabbit. Go ahead and stop with the nail, stop with the hammer. He'll actually go ahead and briefly go backstage, or he's bringing out something else. In Jacob, you'll realize that this is a tool of arson. And Bugsy the Bunny is simply holding it with the nozzle pointed at Kaylee as he just sort of, for a few seconds, gives the can just a little squeeze, let it flow a little bit. And Kaylee, you'll start to feel drops of something on your chest. In fact, with your knowledge of mechanics and different fluids and liquids, that's an accelerant.
Just Jacob doesn't know exactly how the rope's going to make this stop, but he's hoping they'll just cause the bunny to pause. He'll just pull it because he wants to hear an answer from Kaylee.
All right, fair enough. Galen, for a brief second, you are completely splattered with this accelerant, this flaming liquid. What are you thinking and feeling at this very, very moment?
Mm,
I'll burn you like the pizza I burn.
oh god. She's at this point. Pain is flaming through her entire body, and she smells something. She cannot, for a few seconds, cannot determine what it is, and then it suddenly is like hits her, and her head just jerks up, and she's like, "Oh God, he's gonna put me on fire! Boss, please don't! I promise I'll tell you anything you want to know. Just make him stop. Make him stop.
Well, then tell me. Here's your chance. Tell me right now.
It's my family.
Burns,
Is
do
in
you
this
pull
house."
the rope?
Say what?
Burns, do you pull the rope just yet?
Yeah. I'm guessing I'm holding it down as to signify, like stop. I'm listening to her.
All right, Kaylee, go ahead and give your brief confession, because this will take a while. You got like 10 seconds.
It's my family, it's my brother, and it's my father, and I just don't want them to find me because I'm pretty sure that I ran off from them. I stole my brother's bike. It's Frankie. That's why I don't want him to be gone. And oh my God, it hurts so much.
Splash! Kaylee, you are frozen numb to the core as you feel this bucket of cold ice water proceed to splash on your head. You feel the individual ice cubes go ahead and bonk you on the head, the shoulders, and you, for whatever reason, are now completely cold, completely numb. You're frozen, and you're wet, and you're in pain. As Bugs the bunny, goes ahead and looks to Jacob. She goes ahead and throws the can of accelerant on the ground and then just proceeds to leave the scene.
Jacob will tip his hat to Bugsy, and he'll take the hammer and start prying the nails slowly out. Wait, can he pry the nails out?
Of course you can. It'd just be more painful for Kaylee over there, of course.
Of course. All right. He'll begin to pry them out.
Anyway,
Now you see,
Kaylee is she's still trying to scream, but at this point her throat is so sore and the ice water was so fucking cold, so it more sounds like gasps with a little bit of sound to it, like.
we'll start removing the duct tape slowly from your legs and around your abdomen until it gets to your head. Now, was that so difficult, Kaylee? Well, why would you think I would flip out about a thing like that? You want to run away from your family? Fine. What makes you think I would drag you back to them?
She doesn't answer at this point. She's just sobbing and she's just looking at you with pleading eyes and like wet from tears and bloodshot at this point.
Aww. He'll pat you on the shoulder. Come now, what have I been teaching you? I know it hurts, but use the gift of the blood I've given you. Make
She
the pain
just
go away.
for a while she's just staring at you for like 10 seconds. Like, huh? She doesn't really understand that A, it's over, and B, blood. Oh fuck, there's so much blood. She starts to look at her wrists and at her thigh, and she sees all the blood, and she starts to shiver even worse. She actually starts to shake at this point, and then it just hits her. She's like, use the blood. And she uses the blood that she spends the blood points, probably two, maybe to wait, ghouls only have one, to heal up the damage that was done.
Okay. You should have two, though, I think, right? And ghouls
I
can
have
carry two.
no idea. I'll look it up afterwards.
Okay. All right. Anyway, Jacob will see you shivering. He'll put his coat over you, and he'll pick you up since you're in no condition to walk right now, and he'll proceed to carry you back to the car.
She's placing her hands basically around your neck and burying her face in your neck as well. She's just crying and crying and crying. It's like, sorry, boss, I'll be good. I'll be good. I'll be more good. I'll try harder.
Good, good, Kaylee. Like I said, I wasn't lying when I sent you that text. I do need you. And with that, Jacob will get into the car, and he'll text his very special friend Bugsy with a thank you and a let me know if you need anything. And Mr. Bandolay will be off. A phone call will go out to one of the vandals to come retrieve her bike.
And it's there that we will end this. Everybody, thank you for watching, and have a pleasant night.
Could we just have one more thing before we go?
Go ahead.
Sure.
All right. Ooh-doo-doo-doo-doo. Bugsy feels terrible about this.
So he does. Poor Bugsy. And that's then we will end this scene.